All right, thanks, guys. Borisov Reserves takes on FC Sluts in a 6:30 a.m. Eastern start time. Sluts are the plus money favorite at plus $1.45 with the total at 3.5. Juice to the under. The draw is currently plus 250, and if you like Borisov at a slight upset, they're plus 155 on the money line. And with that said, I just need to tell you real quick that today's video is brought to you by my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where we are 11-3 straight up in our last 14 premium dog of the day membership picks on that website. And speaking of Borisov, they're coming fresh off an embarrassing 2-0 loss to Smolovici Reserve in their last outing. They're also on a 2-match losing streak, including a 2-1 loss to Neiman Grodno during that span. They've been victorious in just 1 out of their last 8, with 3 shutout losses during that stretch. Borisov's actually scored just 4 goals in their last 6 outings. Sluts on the other side have garnered themselves marquee victories over Dynamo Brest and Slavia Mozir this season. They also played Vitesse and Belshina to highly competitive draws. Now, total-wise, Sluts' last 3 matches stayed under the total of 3.5. Meanwhile, on the other side, Borisov's last 5 stayed under that number themselves. Looks like a pretty good spot for an underplay here. Give me FC Sluts plus 145, getting the job done for some plus money cash, and the under 3.5 in that contest. All right, next matchup, it is going to be Energetic BGU taking on Dynamo Brest Reserves in a 7 a.m. Eastern start time. Energetic's the $1.45 favorite with the total at 3.5, heavily juiced to the under. And if you like Dynamo Brest in an upset, they're plus 335 on the money line. The draw is also plus 280. And speaking of Dynamo Brest, they're coming off a tough 2-1 loss to Dynamo Minsk in their last outing. Matter of fact, they haven't won a match in their last 5 straight, which includes a 4-2 loss to Shakhtar, as well as a 4-2 loss to Izlak during that span. They've given up 12 total goals in their last 4 losses as well. Their 1-6-1 record in their last 8 is good for a win percentage of just 142. They're taking on an energetic squad who's coming fresh off a dominating 3-0 performance over FK Sluts in their last match. They've also lost just 2 out of their last 5, including a multiple goal victory over Gordea 3-1. Energetic's given up just 5 goals in their last 5 outings. Now, total-wise, Energetic's last 3 straight stayed under the total of 3.5 goals. Matter of fact, 8 out of their last 9 also stayed under that number. Meanwhile, on the other side, Dynamo Brest saw their last 2 straight stay under that total as well. 4 out of their last 6 also stayed under the 3.5. Looks like a nice spot for an underplay here. Give me Energetic BGU and the under 3.5 in that contest. All right, next and final matchup for the show, once again brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. It is going to be Shakhtar Sologorsk taking on Slavia Mozir in a 7 a.m. Eastern showdown. Shakhtar is the massive $4.50 favorite with a total at 3.5, juice to the under. Right now the draw is plus 475, and if you like Mozir in an upset, they're plus $10 for some money line cash. And speaking of Mozir, they actually played Torpedo Belaz Jodinho beautifully in their last matchup. They did just barely fall to their clearly superior opponents, but it was by the final of just 1-0. They're also coming off a solid performance against Vitesse, which ended in a 1-1 draw. And although Slavia's 0-2-1 in their last 3, they only lost by 1 goal in those 2 defeats, playing very competitively. They're taking on a Shakhtar team who's coming fresh off a humiliating 3-0 loss to Vitesse in their last outing. They're also on a 2-match losing streak, including an embarrassing shutout loss to Izlak during that span as well. Shakhtar has been victorious in just 3 out of their last 8 outings. And keep in mind that Slavia Mozir played Vitesse to a 1-1 draw, and that's the very same team that destroyed Shakhtar by 3 goals in their last outing. Now, total-wise, Slavia's last 6 straight stayed under the total of 3.5 goals. 7 out of their last 8 also stayed under that total. So with all that said and done, I'm going to go ahead and lean toward the under in this matchup here. I'm also going to lean toward the draw in that contest.